Morning, y'all. Melissa here at Twin Oaks Family Farm in Southeast Ohio. Thanks for joining us. In this video, we have a snake sighting in the meat bird barn, a little bit of the snake handling after the snake capture, a few days after the sighting, and a little bit of footage of the release of the snake for relocation. Snakes kind of give me the creeps, especially when they're creepy crawling around the barn. We don't want them around the livestock. Relocated is going to be our first option. We want to be wise about protecting our livestock from the predator threat, but we also want to be harmless to God's creation whenever possible. So we try to capture the snake, handle it gently, remove it, release it, relocate it. So the snake sighting happened a few days ago. This is May 17th, 2025 as we're recording. We do have a flock of Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens in production for poultry growing right here behind us. These birds are 18 days old. There are 426 of them in production for poultry, and we want y'all to remember this is how real good chicken is made from real chickens raised on farms in flocks, not grown labs. Remember that. On that note, Heart Local Ag, wherever local is for you, support your local farmers by seeking them out and sourcing food directly from them. We also encourage you to raise and produce some of your own food if you have those resources. And without further ado, here's the video. Okay, y'all, so I'm here working in the meat bird barn. This is May 13th, 2025, by the way. I'm hearing these birds going nuts. I hope I can get you a shot of this. These birds, have a couple birds here sitting here going crazy. I know you're not seeing it yet. I don't even know if I can zoom in enough. Are y'all seeing the building move up there? Oh, lands, and there's the front of it. Hold on, right there. So, snake in the barn, snake in the barn. I'm over there trying to do my work, trying to mind my business, stay in my lane, and I've got this bird here. Let me find her. There we go. And actually her mate has been in here as well. They have been going nuts. You know, in a barn, let me find her. In a barn, it's, well, y'all can't see her maybe. In a barn, it's a given. You know, you're gonna have creatures, okay? You're gonna have sparrows and swallows want to take up. Okay, we're gonna watch a snake a minute. We're seeing some movement there. You're gonna have barn birds take up. You're gonna have mice want to come in. You're gonna have rats want to come in, and you're gonna have snakes come in. And so, why don't we want the rodents and the birds in the barn? Because they attract the snakes to the barn. So, my husband is the construction man, so like he could look at this and go, well, there's exactly this many inches and feet between the rafters, and so that means that snake's body is at least such and such long. He has a way better voice than that, but seriously, like he could look up there and estimate like minimum length we're looking at on the snake. But y'all, can y'all see it? So I would say there's definitely a bird nest up there, and Mr. Snake is looking for a meal, and we don't want Mr. Snake in the barn with our little birds. These birds, we don't want snakes around these birds. Now, at this point, they're day 14. I don't know that that snake is legitimately a threat to these birds, but we still just will relocate the snakes from the barn. We don't want the snake even right here in our rafters in our meat bird barn. So there's not anything I'm gonna be able to do about this right now at this very moment, at this juncture, other than I'm aware of it. I'm gonna let the guys be aware of it. Initial step will be just try to relocate it, just take it away, okay? But if a similar looking snake keeps showing up, sorry for their luck, because whether they're the same one or not, at some point we'll just eradicate the snake. The other thing that's going to happen, now I'm still zoomed in but a little closer too, so you can see the head of the snake there and its body back here, and then I can see a little bit of bird nest debris back there. So the other thing that's going to, oh yeah, I see you up there. The other thing that's going to happen is we're going to try to see if we can somehow get to the bird nest that obviously has been built up there and remove it. And it, you know, it's not that we don't want to be nurturing to the birds, but this is why we don't want them in the barn. They attract other things to the barn. No good. No good. So as far as us and the birds, chances are the snake will have its meal, rest, move on. But we're going to be on the lookout for this snake in this situation. So even with a snake sighting, any kind of creature sighting in your barn, you got to go back to taking care of your livestock. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on with that. But I was putting some fresh bedding down in the meat bird pen for these meat birds. They're 14 days old. Update you on where the snake is. Okay, so I'm standing about middle of the barn under the peak. There's a spot there where you can see something solid between the truss rafter, the top of the truss rafter, and the roof metal, and that's the front end of that snake. So it scaled that entire side of that truss work, and now it's over here on this side of the building. No doubt it hears the birds chirping down here on the floor, so gonna have to keep an eye on this situation until the snake gets into a position where we could wrangle the snake and remove it. We've still got those birds that had been slow growers in flock 1. They are now 9 weeks old. Tomorrow they'll be 9 weeks old. So we've had some leads out on if anybody wanted to take them as finished meat birds and butcher them, but we haven't had any takers. So they're finished. They don't need to be kept in production. But that's the way that goes sometimes too with slow growers. And as it happened, they weren't finished when the flock went to processing, but within about a week after their flock went to processing, they hit about 3 consecutive growth spurts very rapidly. So now those birds are finished and beyond and need to be butchered and processed. But anyway, so that's the tightrope you walk with slow growers. You know, some of them, slow growers, a lot of them aren't going to make it because their bodies aren't going to sustain the rapid growth spurts if they're slow growers early on. Now, if they pretty much keep up with uniformity of growth with the flock early on, and then kind of lag in growth when they hit their later growth spurts, like convert and feed to meat, in that case, those slow growers will tend to be able to finish successfully for poultry if you're in a position to give them a couple of extra weeks. That poor bird is back. Has food in its beak for baby birds, and I'm pretty sure those baby birds are not there anymore, thanks to the snake that's up in the peak of the rafters, which I don't know if y'all can see, but we're going to keep an eye on it. So